Only in PNG could a Prime Minister admit that he has failed after 6 years, after 158.4 billion kina in spending, after 40 billion in borrowing, and crisis after crisis, and continue to stay in power.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. This video highlights comments from Papua New Guinea's treasurer, Ling-Stuckey, revealing that the country's national debt has reached 65 billion kina. The discussion focuses on the state of PNG's economy, government borrowing, and how financial challenges are being managed under Prime Minister James Marape's administration.
On the eve of Papua New Guinea's 50th independence anniversary, the people continue to suffer because of the litany of crises under the Marape government. The rhetoric surrounding the 13-year budget repair strategy and the much-hyped fiscal consolidation plan have been nothing more than a smokescreen to justify the unprecedented borrowing of 40 billion kina in 7 years, taking our national debt stock to a historic 65 billion kina. Now, fiscal consolidation refers to government policies aimed at reducing budget deficits and national debt by either increasing revenues or decreasing expenditures. The aim of fiscal consolidation is to restore fiscal sustainability, improve investor confidence, and avoid over-reliance on short-term borrowing. After 6 years, the fiscal consolidation plan of the Marape government has failed. This is simply because the Prime Minister just could not make the tough decisions to cut spending on Connect PNG and right-size the public service. From the 5.6% legislated funds for the Connect PNG program, over 8.5 billion kina has been spent on road infrastructure without any audits in the last 6 years. This lack of transparency and governance is synonymous with crony capitalism and parochial politics. If the Marape government was serious and focused on decreasing expenditures, we should have stabilized the debt, curbed inflation, significantly reduced the deficit, and created fiscal space for investments. Now, the government defends itself by saying its borrowing is within the ambit of the Fiscal Responsibility Act and brags about a sustainable debt to GDP ratio of 52%. GDP is artificially high because inflation is high and the kina is in depreciation. GDP is not high because of high actual economic output. The debt ratios look better than what they are. The current situation is that failed revenue has led to cash shortages, increasing arrears, and putting pressure on debt repayments. And those districts that have received only 3 million out of 20 million appropriation, that's 15% in 2025, will definitely not receive 100% appropriation. The 2025 budget will fail without an immediate supplementary budget to correct this budget blowout. The Marape government, under the guise of fiscal consolidation, has plummeted the country into unsustainable debt with no foreign direct investment in 6 years, no growth prospects, and wider inequality. Marape lamented recently that 214.5 billion over 12 years has not produced any tangible development outcomes, citing that budget implementation lacks transparency. I concur with the Prime Minister that his economic performance has been lackluster. Only in PNG could a Prime Minister admit that he has failed after 6 years, after 158.4 billion kina in spending, after 40 billion in borrowing, and crisis after crisis, and continue to stay in power. Marape is a populist leader who thinks he has all the answers. The shocking state of affairs throughout the nation can be imputed on Marape's hubris, misplaced sense of entitlement, superficial policy interventions, and the total leadership incompetence.
Don't be selfish. Drop your thought in the comment dot so that we can discuss this issue together.